Are you going to optimize your health? Are you looking to get the best supplements at the lowest price? For high quality supplements and to talk to someone about what supplements are best for you, go to takeyoursupplements.com and one of our fantastic True Health coaches will help you pick out the right supplements for you that are the highest quality and the best price. That's takeyoursupplements.com. takeyoursupplements.com. That's takeyoursupplements.com. Be sure to ask about free shipping and our awesome referral program. Welcome to the Learn True Health podcast. I'm your host, Ashley James. This is episode 24. Hello, True Health seekers. Today I am flying solo. I decided to get on the mic and share with you a little bit about what's going on in my life right now. I don't know if you noticed, but I missed releasing a podcast on Monday, and that's because I was dealing with a pretty gnarly head cold. Now, in the past, a head cold to me would have turned into bronchitis. There was a time in my life when anytime I got a cold, I immediately got pneumonia. And the contrast is that now I am within less than 2 days, 90% better. This is absolutely amazing to me. In the past, I had infections on a regular basis. I had sore throats. I had sinus infections almost monthly. And I was on antibiotics all the time. And then I found holistic medicine. And I started studying. I started basically being like a groupie for naturopathic health and following around and studying naturopaths and reading all their books and interviewing them and visiting with them. And I picked up on all these little tips and tricks for preventing disease, but also when you do get sick, boosting the immune system. Now, I could have got my husband to go to the drugstore and get me some Sudafed and some, over-the-counter medication to mask all these symptoms. But I know now that the long-term effects of those seemingly harmless medications can be liver damage, can damage my kidneys, can damage my nervous system. Why would I want to do that just for a little bit of comfort? Instead, I followed the advice of several naturopaths, and I found comfort with natural medicine. Thank goodness I filled my medicine cabinet preventively so that in the event that someone in my family did get sick, I would immediately have on hand all the things I needed, and I didn't have to wait for my order from Amazon or wait for the supplement store to be open or wait for my shipment from Longevity. I had it all on hand. And so I want to share with you the compilation of all the little tips and tricks that have helped me beat this really gnarly head cold that completely took over my entire head. And in less than 2 days, my body has just blown it right out, and it did not go deeper inside my chest, inside my respiratory system, which is what it used to always do my entire life, until I found holistic medicine and really applied everything I learned about 5 years ago. So I'm going to share with you my list, and it's also all these items I'm going to put in the show notes. So you don't need to grab a pen. You don't have to memorize anything. All the list will be there. I highly encourage you. I recommend that you order these and just keep them in your medicine cabinet. So if anyone in your family gets sick, or even one of your friends, actually about a month ago, a friend of mine texted me at like 11 at night and said, my friend is really, really sick and she has to go to work. She works the night shift. What should I do for her? And I said, just come on over. I'm going to give her my kit. And I gave her all my stuff, everything that I'm about to list here. And she gave it to her friend, and it allowed her friend to boost her immune system, to comfort her, to relieve her of the symptoms of that head cold naturally, so that she didn't have to resort to drugs, which is fantastic. So the first thing is get on the 90 essential nutrients. When I did, it completely changed my life. If you're interested in, if you're not already taking fantastic supplements, multi-spectrum vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and fatty acids, then just go to takeyoursupplements.com and talk to one of the health coaches. They will help you get on the supplements that are great for you, that fit your budget. I have been super impressed by these supplements. I've been on them for years now, for almost 5 years. And that is what has really helped me prevent getting sick. A lot of the time, there's a cold going around, I never catch it. In the event that I do catch a cold, like this time, it does not last, not nearly as long as it used to, noticeably. So I'm very, very happy that my body is strong. The first thing I noticed when I got on the 90 essential nutrients was more energy, more mental clarity, and better sleep. And those three things, in my opinion, are priceless. So for like, I don't want to be a cliche, but the cost of a Starbucks latte a day, you could be getting all the nutrition, the micronutrients that your body needs, that every cell in your body requires, that you can't get in your food anymore because of the farming practices. And even if you do eat organic, that doesn't necessarily mean, according, what a lot of naturopaths have shared with me, including Dr. Megan Saunders, who studied this in great lengths, does not mean that you're getting all the 90 essential nutrients just because you eat organic. I eat organic. I believe in the practice of eating organic, but that just means I want to prevent ingesting pesticides. Does not mean I'm getting optimal levels of vitamins. I'd like to think it would, but just to be on the safe side, I'm taking my supplements and I really notice a difference when I do. The next thing is Longevity's Killer Biotic. Kids can't take it, so I think it's like kids under 2, don't give it to them. But anyone older than 2 can, and I take 9 a day for 7 days. Someone smaller, like a 100-pound person, can take 6 a day. This is according to Dr. Wallach himself. I talked to him about it. He takes 2 a day. He shared with me about 2 years ago. Him and I were hanging out, and I asked him about everything he takes, and he said when he's traveling, he'd take 2 a day. Just because, he's traveling a lot, he's meeting hundreds of people. He's 75 years old. He's a naturopath that gives over 200 free health lectures a year. So if Dr. Wallach's ever in your town or the town within 50 miles of you, go see him. In fact, I once drove 2 hours in a snowstorm to go see Dr. Wallach and with my friends, and it was completely worth it. He's amazing. Then also Longevity has essential oils. The 2 blends that are my favorite are To Be Well and First Defense. Now, First Defense is all the essential oils that help to kill off any negative pathogens, but the formula is based on during the plague in England, there were some people who were able to not get the plague, and they went around stealing from the bodies, from the corpses. And it turned out that what they did was they stuffed all their pockets with certain herbs that helped to protect them. And these herbs are then concentrated into an oil, which is then in the First Defense, that's the name of it. The bottle is just a compilation of a bunch of essential oils. To Be Well is the essential oil version for children. So it's a more gentle, less abrasive. My baby takes a bath every night in a few drops of To Be Well to prevent getting sick, because kids, well, he's a toddler now, he's 13 months old, I gotta stop calling him a baby. So I highly recommend having Killer Biotic and those 2 essential oil blends in your medicine cabinet for if anyone in your life gets sick, or if you feel a cold coming on, just start taking it. Now I'm gonna take a sip of my tea, which is an amazing organic tea. It's called Throat Coat Tea. And I was really surprised at how well it soothed my throat. I'm pretty sure it was Dr. Jenna Jorgensen, the naturopathic physician I've had on the show before, who recommended that I drink Throat Coat Tea. And I will link it to you in the show notes. It is fantastic. It works better than any over-the-counter drug I've ever used for soothing my throat. Next has been fairly new to my medicine cabinet. Elderberry extract is something that Dr. Megan Saunders introduced to me actually during one of our episodes when we were talking about how to boost the immune system and what she does in her household. She will actually go with her whole family and pick elderberries and then extract them in a tincture and feed it to her children and her husband anytime a cold's going around. It's antiviral. I got the most concentrated version of elderberry extract I could find. And sure enough, it was amazing. The last time a cold was going around, I took it. My husband took it. I even put it in my baby bottle, which is completely safe for toddlers. And it was amazing that there were people all around us sick, and it allowed us to barely get the sniffles. So, elderberry extract, I'm a big fan of it. It actually tastes delicious. Don't get the kind that has a bunch of sugar in it. I just noticed there's a lot of elderberry extracts out there that are like syrups, that are like cough syrups with a ton of sugar. That's not healthful because sugar actually will turn off the immune system, will shut down one of the white blood cells. They fall asleep. So it's like shutting your defenses down. The worst thing you can do when you're sick is eat sugar or things that are sugary like fruit, which you'd think, oh, I should drink orange juice. I need some vitamin C. Believe it or not, there's more harm in drinking tons of juice when you're sick than there is nutrition, than there's good. So that according to all the doctors I've talked to. So throat coat tea is my next one, which I've talked about. I'm going to link the one that I'm really enjoying in the show notes, but I found it to be delicious and I have been just chugging it for the last 2 days. And again, worked much better than any over-the-counter drug I've ever used for soothing my throat. I was really excited about that. That was another thing I was skeptical about. Really? Tea is going to do it? Tea is going to make me feel better than drugs? Really? It works. I was really impressed. If you only have one thing in your medicine cabinet, it's the next thing I'm about to talk about. Nasal colloidal silver spray. You spray it up your nose, you spray it into your mouth, you take deep breaths, you do it as often as you can, and colloidal silver kills pathogens. So you're putting up into your sinuses something that's going to kill those pathogens. And spray your mouth, spray your throat, take a deep breath, it's getting into your lungs. It's completely healthy. All the doctors I've talked to have assured me that it is a completely safe dose to spray colloidal silver into your mouth and your sinuses the entire time you've had a cold. Or, if you've just been around someone who has a cold, you can do it preventively as well, because when the silver is present, the pathogen cannot live. So that's a really good thing to know. Like I said in the past, I would get sinus infections so bad that it would go into my chest, become bronchitis, become pneumonia. I always had to be on antibiotics. And when I started using the colloidal silver spray nasally, I was so impressed how quickly it helped me. Now you have to remember to do it several times a day. Definitely the first thing when you wake up in the morning, clear your sinuses and do it. Before you go to bed, do it. After you get out of the shower or hot bath, do it. And I have only good things to say about it. Now the next one is, let's say you have stuffed up nasals and you were thinking, man, I need to go to the drugstore and get one of those nasal sprays. This is the only thing you'll ever need. You'll never need a nasal spray or a decongestant again. Now Longevity does have some great essential oils, but this is something I learned before I got on Longevity supplements. Is I found Olbas. Olbas. Again, I'll link it in the show notes. It is a blend. It basically smells like Vicks Vapor Rub, but it is a blend of natural concentrated herbs. And what I do, is I boil a pot of hot water. I get a big towel and a big empty bowl. I put the bowl down on a table, and I like a kitchen table. And I then take the boiling water and pour it into the bowl. And then I sit there with the towel over my head, and I put 2 drops of old bass in the water, in the steaming water. And I take the towel and I put it over the bowl like a tent. So the steam is coming up into the towel and into my nose, my mouth. And then make sure you have tissues handy. Now, what I actually found, because I have a toddler, is that if you have a raw nose from blowing your nose, get baby wipes, like all natural baby wipes. This is what I've been using to wipe my nose, because they're soft and they're moist, and they don't make your nose raw. So there's a little perk to having a million baby wipes around the house. But yeah, make a tent with the towel. Breathe in the vapors. At first it's pretty intense, but then it'll let up in about 2-3 minutes. Put another drop or 2 of Old Bass in. And within 5 minutes of breathing that in, you are going to be just blowing out all of the congestion. Now at that point, if you want extra bonus points, you can clean out your nasal passage with saline water using a neti pot. This is something that if you are kind of grossed out by boogers, then you might not want to do the neti pot. But if you are super granola crunchy, hippie, health nut like I am, you're going to just geek out and love the neti pot. So what it is it looks like Aladdin's lamp, and it's a clay pot that you put warm, not hot, but warm salt water in. And then you stand over the kitchen sink and you tilt your head, and you put the spout of the Aladdin's looking lamp to the nasal passage that is facing up, so like the ceiling, and then the water goes through your sinuses and pours out the other side. Salt water is also really harmful to pathogens, so it's good for you. And it'll also help you drain your nasal cavity. It is not comfortable. It's kind of awkward at first, but then the relief it gives you, you will be addicted. But you won't have to do it that often if you continue with doing the Old Bass a few times a day and the nasal spray. Always follow it up with the colloidal silver nasal spray. So you blow out your nose, you get it all clear, and then you do the colloidal silver nasal spray. And you'll just be amazed. Like it cut my being sick by 75%. I mean, I am just amazed at how quickly, doing this practice, how quickly my body can kill whatever's going on instead of it really taking over my sinuses. Now, what I've learned from all these doctors is that diet is equally as important. So when you feel like a cold's coming on, that is probably because you've been doing something for the last month or 2 or more that has been lowering your immune system. It's not like we're just walking around and all of a sudden, bang, we're sick. I mean, it takes months to wear out our immune system. For me, I've been getting not so much sleep because my toddler is teething. All of his molars are coming in. And lack of sleep for an extended period of time will lower your immune system. So that's what happened to me. But I'm fine with it because it gave me a chance to experiment with all this wonderful holistic medicine and really wow myself into how amazing holistic medicine truly is. So what I've learned from all these naturopaths is when you feel a cold coming on, stop sugar right away. You might actually have some sugar cravings. I know I have been for the last 7 to 8 weeks really low carb. When I say low carb, I mean like eating tons of vegetables. Like I'm still eating lots of vegetables, but I'm not eating grains, sweets. I'm not putting sugar in my coffee anymore, that kind of thing. And I detoxed. It was amazing. And I know several friends of mine are also doing it. And they said it's like they're quitting, they feel like they're quitting cigarettes or something. They feel like they're getting these massive cravings. So you might actually go through that. And that just means that's how addicted your body was to sugar. But cutting that out is really important because sugar will make your immune system go to sleep. It's like putting the shields down. So imagine like in Star Trek, you're floating out in space and your shields are down, you're vulnerable. You don't want to do that to yourself. So what you can do, avoid fruit, avoid grains, avoid juice, avoid anything with sugar, any sweeteners, and avoid dairy products. So when I say dairy, I mean cow dairy. That also is stimulates mucus and congestion, so you don't really want that. And what you can do instead is increase healthy protein, vegetables, so protein like eggs or broth, organic of course, and lots of leafy green vegetables. Those are the things you want to do from what I've learned to boost the immune system, and I have personally noticed a difference. Now, when studying the immune system, there are so many fantastic naturopaths out there who have been writing about the immune system and how it works. And the common theme is that we actually don't understand everything about the immune system yet. You think we'd have it all figured out by now. But even when it comes to vaccinations, we don't truly understand. Scientists don't truly understand every aspect of how the immune system works. We're still a mystery. And all these researchers that I've looked into, they all say that to strengthen the immune system, we need to address the needs of the whole body. A strong immune system, which is absolutely essential for health, it's interlaced with, and is very complex. It's interlaced with every mechanism of our body. It's part of us. We can't just say, oh, here's the immune system and here's my arm. It's part of every process in the body. And so to take care of your whole body holistically, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically, is to boost your immune system. Now, Dr. Jenna Jorgensen says life is medicine. And at first I didn't understand what she meant, but now I do. Life is medicine, meaning everything you do in life, your whole life, is the medicine for your body. So either you're harming yourself or neutral, maybe it's not having a positive or negative effect, or it's having a negative effect. Every choice. So do you choose to meditate? Do you choose to take your supplements? Do you choose to eat organic? Or do you choose to go to McDonald's and Starbucks and stress yourself out? What you're doing now is either you're investing in your health long term. So it's like you're taking away a little bit of pleasure. Like for me, I miss chocolate so much. There's things I miss. Are you kidding me? I would eat fries. I would eat chocolate. But I want to take that and I want to deposit into my future health. So I'm taking that little bit of pleasure I would have had from chocolate, and instead I'm growing interest on that. So it's like investing in a bank account, in a savings account. You're going to have 10 minutes of pleasure. I'm thinking of this giant chocolate cake I could go to. I know this great restaurant who has this really big chocolate cake, and we could all drink Guinness together and it would be so much fun. But fun for what? Half an hour? Then what? And instead I take that and I invest it in my future health, and it grows. It just multiplies. So I can sacrifice 10 minutes of food pleasure for years of family pleasure, family time, and all the things I want to have in the future. I lost both my parents in my 20s. My mom when I was 22 to cancer, my dad when I was 28 to heart disease. They were both at some time in their life very healthy, but they made choices to sacrifice their health for their career, for their businesses, for their employees, for me, for them, for the pleasure in the moment. And I saw what happens firsthand. And I don't want to leave my son early. I don't want to leave my son when he's in his 20s because I decided to sacrifice my long-term health for some short-term pleasure. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing Learn True Health and doing this podcast, so I can impart on you what I'm learning during my health journey so that we can grow old together and that you can be in your 80s and your 90s. I know people who've lived to be 100 and healthy and happy, and you can too. So let's do that together. So go to the show notes of this episode and just buy all the stuff there and keep it in your medicine cabinet. And the next time you or someone gets sick, Just remember this podcast and everything I said and try it. Oh, and I can't believe I almost forgot. There's one last thing. This is actually something I knew from when I was a kid, because my first experience with naturopaths was when I was 6 years old. Dr. Diadamo was my mom's naturopath. And he had an incredible impact on myself, on me and my health when I was a kid. And he made a lasting impact in my life. And he taught me the cold, wet sock treatment, which it works. And it seems so weird. So what you do is get some socks, get some like thick socks, and you get them wet and you put them in the freezer. And then you get wool socks, or if you don't have wool socks, just get some more pairs of thick socks. When you're about to go to bed, take your frozen socks, your really cold, wet frozen socks, and put them on your feet. And that sounds just fantastic, right? Cold feet is like my least favorite thing. But do that, especially after take a hot shower, hot bath, then dry off, get into bed, put on your frozen socks, and put on the wool socks, the dry wool socks, or the several pairs of socks on top, and go to sleep. And what happens is, do this every night, and it forces your body, your immune system, your lymph system to pump heat. It helps to create an artificial fever. You want to definitely be bundled up. Artificial fevers are really healthy, even up to 104. Dr. Megan Saunders assured me that is healthy, because we're killing the germs. Germs can't live in high temperatures, but we can. We can live temporarily at 104. But this wet sock treatment won't trigger that kind of fever. It'll just boost the immune system and elevate your heat, and do it every day, every evening, as you while you're getting better. By the third night, you definitely should have noticed a difference, especially with everything else that I've mentioned. Well, if you end up doing all these things, I want you to write me, Ashley@learntruehealth.com. I want you to write me. I would love for you to share how this worked for you. If you have another tip for boosting the immune system that you learned from a naturopath, I would love for you to share it with me. Definitely want to, this is a community. I want to get your information. I want to help others. If you know anyone like a naturopath or a holistic health practitioner that's made a huge positive impact in your life, please feel free to email me and let me know about them, so that maybe I can interview them and bring their information to the masses, so that we as a community can help those who are seeking holistic health. We can help them. Thank you so much for listening, and have a fantastic day. The next episode I have coming up is with an amazing man who's going to teach you why meditation is so important. He's very down to earth and grounded in science. So I know you will just love that next episode that we're going to be releasing very soon.
Are you looking to optimize your health? Are you looking to get the best supplements at the lowest price? For high quality supplements, and to talk to someone about what supplements are best for you, go to takeyoursupplements.com, and one of our fantastic True Health coaches will help you pick out the right supplements for you that are the highest quality and the best price. That's takeyoursupplements.com. Takeyoursupplements.com. That's takeyoursupplements.com. Be sure to ask about free shipping and our awesome referral program.